Welcome back to the channel. Today we are breaking down the psychological and practical architecture of the successful entrepreneur, moving beyond the overnight success myths to look at the cold, hard traits that actually build empires, specifically tailored for those of you currently in the grind, whether you're a student in London, a corporate employee in New York, or a young professional in Berlin looking to transition into the world of ownership. The first and perhaps most misunderstood characteristic is the shift from gambling to calculated risk mitigation. Contrary to popular belief, the best entrepreneurs are not high-stakes gamblers, but rather individuals who are obsessed with asymmetric risk, situations where the downside is capped and the upside is unlimited. And they achieve this by conducting micro-experiments before committing significant capital. This leads directly into the second trait, which is the pivot mentality, or radical adaptability, where the entrepreneur values market feedback over their own ego, understanding that their initial idea is almost certainly wrong, and that the path to success lies in the ability to iterate quickly based on real-world data, rather than sticking to a rigid business plan. For the young professionals watching, this means treating your first side hustle like a laboratory rather than a monument. Thirdly, we must discuss the financial literacy gap, as successful entrepreneurs in the US and Europe distinguish themselves by their mastery of unit economics. They don't just look at revenue, they understand customer acquisition costs, lifetime value, and the critical importance of cash flow over paper profit, knowing that revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, but cash is king. This financial prudence is what allows a founder to survive the trough of sorrow, that inevitable period where growth plateaus and resources run thin. The fourth pillar is extreme ownership combined with resilience, which in the context of a 2026 economy means taking 100% responsibility for every failure within the organization, whether it's a failed marketing campaign or a tech glitch, because the moment you blame the economy or the algorithm, you relinquish your power to fix the problem. This ties into the fifth characteristic, problem-solving obsession, where the entrepreneur doesn't fall in love with their product, but falls in love with a specific problem faced by their target demographic, usually middle-class or upper-middle-class consumers who are willing to pay a premium for time-saving or status-enhancing solutions. Sixth, we have strategic networking and social capital, recognizing that in modern entrepreneurship, your net worth is your net work, but not in the shallow sense of collecting business cards. Instead, it's about providing value first to mentors and peers to build a reputation moat that protects the business during lean times. Seventh is execution over ideation, the realization that a mediocre idea with world-class execution will outperform a brilliant idea with poor execution every single time, requiring a level of discipline that most people lack, the ability to focus on the boring, repetitive tasks that actually move the needle. Eighth is emotional fortitude, the capacity to manage the entrepreneurial roller coaster, where you might feel like you're winning the world at 9 a.m. and facing bankruptcy by noon. Maintaining a stoic baseline is what prevents burnout and allows for rational decision-making under pressure. Finally, the most successful founders possess long-term vision with short-term urgency, meaning they have a clear 10-year goal but work with a frantic pace on today's tasks to ensure they actually get there. By cultivating these traits, calculated risk, adaptability, financial mastery, extreme ownership, problem obsession, social capital, disciplined execution, emotional stability, and temporal balance, you aren't just starting a business, you are building the version of yourself that is capable of sustaining a multi-million-dollar enterprise in an